Hello students, let's read the problem. And it says, Richard lights a candle that is 40 centimeters in height. The height decreases 2 centimeters every minute. Which of the following equations can be used to determine y, the height of the candle, after x minutes? So, what do I know about the candle? Well, the candle was 40 centimeters in height, okay? And what's going to happen here is that it says that it's decreasing. So what does it mean by decreasing? It means that it's getting what? Is it getting higher, taller, or is it getting lower or shorter? What's happening here? Since it says decreasing, I can think about, well, it's actually getting shorter and shorter, right? Because it's going down so much. So decreasing means negative, right? Okay, and how fast is decreasing? Well, it's decreasing 2 centimeters every minute. Okay, and they want me to find out any question that describes the height, which is y, after x minutes. So I know that x is the minutes, right? So if the problem is, well, I'm not sure how to write down my slope-intercept form, which I'm going to write it over here. Well, for this formula, I would need to find the slope and also the y-intercept. Is that right? So, since the candle is 40 centimeters in height, and then after that it's going to start decreasing, I can think about 40 as the y-intercept. Is that right? Because that's the initial height. Okay? But if you cannot make the connection right there and then, that's okay. We'll work it out from another perspective, okay? But that's a very good way for us to say, well, that's the y-intercept, because the y-intercept is always giving me the initial amount, okay? So let's suppose that we couldn't decide that that was the y-intercept. What about if I pretend that I'm going to work at the question? Like, for example, I said, well, what's going to happen after 1 minute? Is the height of the candle still going to be 40? And I hope that you say, no, it's not going to be 40. It's going to be 38 minutes. Because 40 minus 2 gives me 38. Is that right? Because in 1 minute, it's going to decrease 2 centimeters, which means 40 minus 2. Is that right? So let me write it down over here. So you say in 1 minute, I am going to start with 40, which is the initial height, and I'm going to take away the 2 centimeters per minute, because in 1 minute, that's how many centimeters it's going to reduce, okay, or lower, and I get 38. But now my question is, what about in 2 minutes? Is the height of the candle still going to be 38 after 2 minutes? No, right? Because in 2 minutes, it's going to decrease 4 centimeters, right? 2 centimeters per minute. So I still have the height of 40 because I'm working what if it was 2 minutes. So I'm going to get 40 minus 2. And now I'm going to multiply by 2. And why by 2? Because I'm talking about 2 minutes. Is that right? So look, this will give me 40 minus 4 equals 36. Is that right? Okay. So let's go on to the next one. What about if we look at the candle after 3 minutes? You know, Richard comes back after 3 minutes and he's like, my candle's still 40 centimeters tall. And it's not going to be like that, right? It can be. Because every minute that goes by, it's going to decrease 2 centimeters. So in 3 minutes, look, this is 1, 2, this is my 3 minutes. Every minute is going to be going down by how many? By 2, right? Now, the reason why I put a negative is because it's going down or it's reducing, okay? So I'm going to get 40 minus, now I'm going to multiply 2 times 3. Why 2 times 3? Because that's how many minutes, right? So this will be 40 minus 6, and that will give me 34. Do you guys follow me here? What about 4 minutes? Miss, I got it. I'm going to just multiply 2 times 4 because of the 4 minutes, right? And 40 minus 2 times 4, remember 2 times 4 is 8, so that will be 32. And we're going to do one last. How about in 5 minutes? Well, 5 minutes means 2, 2, 2, 2, 2. That means 10 less. So let's see. 40 minus 2 times 5. And that will give me 30, right? So 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, I want you to think about those numbers right now. 2, 3, 4, and 5. These are the minutes. Is that right? And notice how on the first one I didn't write down the 1, but we can come back and write down the 1. And we'll still be 2 times 1 is 2. Is that right? So 2, 3, 4, 5, it's the minutes. Okay, so I'm going to write it down over here. Therefore, if I want to write down an equation, I think I can write it down now because 40, I noticed that 40 never ever changed. 40 was always there. There's a minus sign, right? Because it's decreasing. And the 2 is the 2 centimeters that it was going down. And we agree that the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is the minutes. So minutes is X. And the 38, 36, 34, it's the total height. Is that right? Which is my Y. Okay? So look at the answer choices. And luckily for us, we don't need to write it down in a slope-intercept form. But you know what? We're going to do it over here just so that we can see the connection. So M is the one next to the X. So that's going to be negative 2X plus 40. So M, it's negative 2. And the Y-intercept, it is 40. And that's one of the things that we discussed earlier. Remember we said 40, which is the height of the candle when it first started. That is the initial. So my Y-intercept is the initial amount all the time, guys. Okay? So look at the answer choices. This answer choice, which is the one before we actually change it, is exactly like answer choice A. Very good. Right? So I don't need to worry about this one over here on my slope-intercept form, but I did it just in case.